The Gold Medal is the highest and most prestigious award bestowed by the National Football Foundation. The award has been claimed by 7 U.S. presidents, 4 U.S. generals, John Wayne, Jackie Robinson, John Glenn, and 28 corporate CEOs. It has come to symbolize the game's unique ability to build leadership and instill the will to compete in America's young people, which is critical to the future of our nation. It's my pleasure to welcome NFF board member, chairman of the NFF Awards Committee, former Yale defensive back, and our friend Jack Ford to present this year's Gold Medal Award.
Mike, thank you. It is my great privilege tonight to present the NFF Gold Medal. As Mike said, the highest honor that is presented by the organization. And you heard from Mike some of the previous recipients. We are honored tonight to add to that pantheon of luminaries the name of NFF Chairman and our very good friend, Archie Manning. Many of you know Archie's life story. Coming from humble beginnings, he was able to craft what is certainly one of America's great success stories. Extraordinarily successful on the football field, one of the greatest college football players ever. But perhaps even more extraordinarily successful off of the field. As a businessman, as a philanthropist, as a friend, and I am certain he would agree that of all of the achievements throughout the course of his life, nothing matches the creation of the Manning family. I want to just tell a very quick story here. We're going to see a video in a moment about some of Archie's accomplishments. But I want to tell a very quick story that I don't think a lot of people have heard, that to me tells you everything you need to know about Archie Manning and why he is here being honored this evening. I was putting together a documentary about the integration of the SEC for football, done by the University of Kentucky back in 1967, 1968. And I was speaking as part of that documentary with a man by the name of Wilbur Hackett. Wilbur Hackett, also a great American college football hero. He was the first African American to start in an SEC football game. He went on to become the first African-American captain of an SEC football team, and after a successful businessman, actually became the head of SEC officials. And I was sitting in Wilbur's living room, and he started to tell me a story that I'd never heard before. And he said it's his first game starting. He's a sophomore for the University of Kentucky, and his first game is in Jackson, Mississippi, and they're playing Ole Miss. The quarterback for Ole Miss, sophomore, already a legend, Archie Manning. And Wilbur says early in the game, an understanding, he told me, he had received death threats before traveling down to that game. He had to be surrounded by Mississippi State troopers from the time he stepped off the bus. Early in the game, he comes on a blitz and he sacks that already legendary Ole Miss quarterback, Archie Manning. And he said to me, as I lay there on the ground, I wondered, truly, fearfully, what was going to happen to me now? A black man on a football field and sacking a legend. And he said what happened then afterwards was astounding. He started to roll up. Archie Manning jumped up, reached down, grabbed his hand, pulled him up, patted him on the helmet, and ran back to his huddle. Now today, if we saw that, we'd say that's a simple gesture of sportsmanship. We'd applaud it. But back then, it was a very different time and a very different place. It was more than just a simple gesture of sportsmanship. It was a moment. It was a transformative moment. It was a profound moment by a 19-year-old. But that moment tells you everything you need to know about who Archie Manning was then and who Archie Manning became. And what he became, and I'm proud to say that I've become his friend over the years. What he became is a symbol of all that is good about this greatest and most uniquely American games. When Admiral McRaven says, now that's the way you play football, I'm fairly sure that's what his father would have said about Archie Manning. Not just an extraordinary football player, but an even better person. Take a look.
Upon hearing the name Manning, it's difficult not to think of football. The man awarded with the National Football Foundation's highest honor has spent a lifetime symbolizing excellence on and off the field.
It's pretty simple. I think my dad just always liked to be considered a good guy. I think he likes making friends, and he likes doing the right thing, and those two things kind of combine for kind of a pretty healthy lifestyle.
Growing up in the small town of Drew, Mississippi, Archie Manning found success on the gridiron and chose to attend Ole Miss under legendary coach Johnny Vaught. He became the first sophomore ever entrusted with the starting quarterback role by Coach Vaught, leading the Rebels to immediate success and posting a bowl game victory in his first season.
He played for the Ole Miss Rebels. Archie Manning is his name.
Earning the nickname Super Manning, Archie ended his career with 5,576 yards of total offense and a then school record 56 touchdowns. His success earned him All-American honors, and he was a two-time Heisman Trophy finalist. Ole Miss honored him by retiring his famed number 18, which also serves as the speed limit on Manning Way on campus.
That's All-American Archie. You know Archie who?
He was inducted into the College Football Hall of Fame in 1989. Archie was drafted second overall by the New Orleans Saints and enjoyed a successful 14-year NFL career, making 2 Pro Bowl appearances and earning NFC MVP honors in 1978. He's a member of the Louisiana Superdome Wall of Fame and New Orleans Saints Ring of Honor. Archie's commitment to the NFF began over 20 years ago when he joined the Board of Directors. And in 2007, he became the organization's 6th chairman.
He thinks it builds great character in people dealing with, the ups and downs and defeats, and it's the teamwork that goes in, that's involved in winning games. So I think he just loves the whole foundation of the game of football and wants to promote it.
During his tenure, the NFF opened the state-of-the-art College Football Hall of Fame in Atlanta, and he oversaw the launch of the NFF Leadership Hall of Fame, which has helped raise and distribute millions of dollars for the NFF scholarships, programs, and initiatives. Other achievements include key corporate partnerships and the expansion of the NFF's nationwide chapter network and Scholar Athlete Awards programs. Archie married his college sweetheart Olivia, and together they raised 3 sons, Cooper, Peyton, and Eli. The boys followed in their father's footsteps on and off the field, playing college football and becoming respected leaders in the community.
He always instilled in us that if you want to achieve something or be successful at something, you have to have a good work ethic. You have to give it 100%. And he told us that early on, whether it was school or sports. I've always thought that was good advice, that if you sign up for something, if you sign up, you have to give it your very best. And I think that's something I've tried to do.
In 1996, the family established the Manning Passing Academy, which has mentored 21,000 high school players since its inception. The family also established the Manning Family Fund for a healthier Mississippi and made countless contributions to Ole Miss and the New Orleans community. Both Peyton and Eli were selected as NFF National Scholar Athletes, with Peyton winning the 1997 Campbell Trophy. Two words stand out as qualifiers for the gold medal: integrity and honesty. Archie Manning defines both. For his invaluable commitment to the NFF and to the game of football, it is with great pride and deepest gratitude that we present the 2016 National Football Foundation Gold Medal to Archie Manning.
Ladies and gentlemen, Archie Manning.
Thank you, Jack, for your words and for your friendship. There are a few times in life that are so treasured that the moment, the people, the reason behind them are seared into our memory. Those moments may not shake the world, but they shake us. And by so doing, become a permanent record in our personal history. This is one of those times. I cannot adequately express my appreciation to the National Football Foundation. And I'm not just talking about tonight. I'm talking about the opportunity you've given me to contribute to the development of the sport that has become a part of the fabric of my life, the legacy of our family, and that of an untold number of others across the nation and increasingly around the globe. When I think about all the things about football that I appreciate, it's the cherished friendships that top the list. More than gold or silver, football by any measure has enriched my life. It has truly been an honor to be part of this game. For all these years, I've lived by a priority that has also guided our household: faith, family, and football, in that order. Football is a game. Despite what others say, it's not even an approximation of war. Just ask the admiral who stood here before me. But in our home, discussion of the game is incomplete without family. Obviously, that includes the efforts of our sons. And this year, Cooper's sixth grader, named Arch, who strapped on a helmet and pads for the first time. But when there's no DNA connection, no common ancestry, a football family is still made up of those people in your life who want you in theirs. Think of the offensive lineman who stands between the quarterback and being pounded to the turf, the trainer who ices a player down, wraps him up when all else seems to be falling apart. As Jerry said, think of the coach, those dedicated, often underappreciated men. Most are guys who don't coach for money. They do it for the love of developing young boys into men. Often that high school coach has a bigger impact on a young man's life than anyone else in their life. And the picture of family and football has to include a mother preparing a meal for her son before going out to play. I see her doling out sympathy after a defeat as naturally as a celebration hug. I see a snapshot of a jersey-wearing dad comforting a disappointed young man after missing a tackle, throwing an interception, or fumbling. I can hear the band. I can feel the rhythm of cheerleader chants. I smile at Booster Club pizza parties and Gatorade victory baths. You see, I grew up in a small town 80 miles from Oxford, Mississippi. I would stroll down the street each autumn day, catching leaves as they dropped from trees, imagining I was catching a football instead. I had no way to attend games, but I memorized the Ole Miss program, knowing every name, number, position, and hometown by heart. On Saturdays, the radio immortalized the fortunes of my heroes like Jake Gibbs, Charlie Flowers, and others. Thousands of Mississippi kids dreamed of playing quarterback for Ole Miss and the legendary Johnny Vaught. When it's all said and done, my greatest thrill and honor in football was to be an Ole Miss quarterback. Faith. Yes, in this sport, we have to have faith. Whether on the field or off, we tackle and learn to overcome obstacles with faith. Oftentimes, our faith is our only avenue to a sense of peace. It's other times how we come to believe in each and every member of the team, the people who have our backs and do their part to move the chains and light up the scoreboard. Football is a great game. Yes, people get hurt, and it clearly challenges one's physical and mental courage. But in the process, it builds something that at every level teeters on the remarkable. It can be found in the determination of a third-string tackle, aching for that chance, or kids choosing up on the playground or in a neighbor's backyard. I understand that everything evolves, even our game. And like the changing seasons, everything goes in cycles, including how young people celebrate, how they want to dress different, do different. But it's still a game of blocking, tackling, competing, and getting up after you've fallen down and doing it all over again. And that's called resilient. And no one can question the value of resilience in the ever-changing world around us. I'm a bit old-fashioned, but that's okay. I admire when opponents show respect for each other, including that well-deserved post-game handshake. Now, I've been chairman of this organization for the past 9 years. At times, I've been disheartened, listening to the squawk of dissent and a growing chorus of harsh critics. I've been challenged, along with my counterparts, to help broker new bridges of understanding, to grow the sport, bolster the disenchanted, and apply salve to the sport's bruised reputation. But I have also been encouraged by the monumental strides we've made to make this a safer game. Now, tonight is a night to put all this in the back of our minds and instead focus on this latest class of Hall of Famers and these most impressive scholar athletes. I'm sure, like me, after hearing the accomplishments and ambitions of these young men, we all breathe a little easier about our game. I want to express my love to Olivia, my wife of 46 years, sons Cooper, Peyton, Eli, and their families, who have given me more joy than one man deserves. I'm extremely privileged to receive the gold medal, which has gone to presidents and generals, admirals, corporate CEOs, distinguished Americans. And I have to admit, in exploring the list of past winners, to be in the company of John Wayne and Jackie Robinson is pretty special. I can't say it any more clearly than this: football matters. Sometimes we apply the word pressure to football. I get it. Last-second decisions have to be made as 300-pound linemen begin their charge, refs stand whistle in mouth, TV cameras zoom in for millions of fans to inspect each move as the clock ticks down. However, it didn't take much each week for me to remind my sons, and now my grandson, to focus on the fun, celebrate the joy of playing, the camaraderie of team, knowing that every effort and everyone on that team matters. Now, at the end of the season, you can hug your teammates and coaches goodbye and even put miles between you, but they're never far from your mind, always in your heart, and forever a connection to home. So whether you stand on the sidelines, cheer from the stands, interact on a smartphone, or gather around the television for the national championship, football is America's game. It's up to us to be realistic, but by no means timid, as we imagine and build its future. Thank you again for this heartfelt honor. God bless.